Welcome to section 1 of building blocks. We're going to start with colors A and B for the first section, and these can be your favorite two colors that you like together. I'm saving these two colors for colors C and D. If you have different yarn amounts, then select colors A and B as the yarns that you have the most of. So if you're aiming for the large size, use colors A and B to aim for that large size. But here, these are all hedgehog fiber skinny singles. I all have the same weight, so it doesn't matter what's A, B, C, or D. So if that's the case, if you have all the same yarns, just pick your favorite two for colors A and B. Using color A, cast on 3 stitches using the long tail cast on. You can use any cast on for this tiny beginning. As long as you have 3 stitches on your needle, you're good to go. Knit those 3 stitches. One, 2, 3. Now we're going to slip these 3 stitches onto the left needle. 1, 2, 3. Now knit those 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. Slide those 3 to the left needle. So we're repeating that knit 3, slip 3, 51 more times. So they're slid onto that left needle, and I'm not turning around, I'm just continuing to knit. 1, 2, 3, and slide them over, slip them over, and then my yarn is hanging out over here, but that's okay. We're going to make an I-cord tube. Knit 1, 2, 3, and slide, slip. 1, 2, 3. So keep doing this until you have a long I-cord tube, and I don't like to count. So I just do this for a long time, and we're going to be picking up 52 stitches later. Here is my long I-cord tube, and I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 52 knit stitch rows. So I know I'm ready to pick up and knit 52. So here are my 3 stitches on my right needle. I am going to dive in to pick up both legs of a stitch and pull the yarn through that stitch. And I'm going to do that for every single row. I dive in to get both legs of a stitch, pull the yarn through. That's number 2. Here it's a little easier to see with that bright turquoise. I get both legs, pull the yarn through like I'm knitting it. And if you're throwing the yarn in your right hand, you treat this like a knit stitch. So yarn goes around the needle and pull it through, slingshot it through. Do that into every stitch until you have 52 total stitches. Through both legs, through. If you just get one strand, that's okay too. It's just a little more flimsy. So get both legs of the stitch and you'll have a really secure picked up edge. Here are my 52 stitches picked up along my I-cord edge, and I'm going to pick up and knit 3 more along the cast on edge, and my rule is get any 3 strands of yarn. So here's one, pull the yarn through, and you can use your helper needle as well to dive in to get a strand of yarn, knit that, that's number 2, and just get one more. I see another strand right there. Number 3. So you should have 58 total stitches. Your 52 picked up stitches, in addition to the first and last 3. 58 stitches. Turn to work, next row, wrong side. Purl 4, knit 17, purl 1, place marker. So work across this row, placing your 2 stitch markers. I just worked my wrong side row and placed 2 stitch markers in the row. So I just turned around and I'm ready to work row 1 right side with color B. Knit 4, M1, make 1. I use the backwards loop cast on for this shawl. So you just twist the yarn in half and pop it onto the needle, making that little twist. So that's our M1. You can twist it any direction. You can go over on top, or you can twist towards you. And as long as you see that little half twist, and it's not just a yarn over on the needle, that's what we're looking for. I do continental knitting, and my yarn is over my index finger, so to get that backwards loop cast on, I go behind my back index yarn and drop it to get that E cast on. If you prefer to do a make 1 left, you can also lift the bar in between the stitches and twist it by knitting through the back loop. So that's another make 1 for a tighter increase. But for this shawl, my favorite one is the backwards loop, half twist. And we'll do that for every M1. Here I'm knitting my 16 stitches, and then I knit 2 together, slip the marker, knit 14 to get to that other stitch marker, slip the stitch marker, SSK, slip 1 knitwise, knitwise, knit those 2 stitches together through the back loop. Knit 16 stitches. Here I'm knitting 16 stitches, ready to do another make 1 increase. Get that half twist on the needle. Or, if you're throwing in your right hand, just twist the yarn and pop it on the needle to give you that make 1. Real quick and easy increase. Knit the last 4 stitches. So we'll be repeating rows 1, 2, 3, and 4, doing those make 1 increases and the decreases at the center. And as you work and stripe your yarns, don't cut your yarn, just leave the yarns hanging. So as you finish a color, you can drop your old color and bring the new color from below to knit the next row.